Hey guys, welcome to your Creative Launchpad. Through this series, I'm going to teach you how to download 123D Design and how to use every tool in the toolbox. And at the end, we're going to have 10 lessons where you're going to discover how to design things like keychains, spinning tops, and even a car with wheels that pop right onto it. So I can't wait to show you more. Let's get right into this lesson where I'm going to show you how to download and navigate through 123D Design's virtual environment. Hey guys, to get started, we're going to go to 123dapp.com. That's going to take us to the Autodesk 123D platform. We're going to start by clicking on the 123D Design button, and that's going to take us to the download option. I'm running a Mac, so I'm going to download it for Mac. The same thing for PC, so I'm just going to go through. It's going to take me to the App Store, and I'm going to say that I want to get this app. And once I've done that, I'm going to install it, and it's going to come up on my computer. So then once you have it downloaded on your computer, you're going to open it up and we're going to start a new project. Okay, so now once you've opened 123D Design, the first thing you're going to see is your drawing grid. Your drawing grid is where all of the 3D design is going to take place. On the top, you'll see your main toolbar. Your main toolbar contains all of the commands within different tool sets that you're going to use to design and manipulate your 3D object. On the top right corner, we have our view cube. With just a few simple clicks, you can navigate around your object very quickly with using the view cube. On the right side, we have our navigation bar. This has different options to manipulate how you see the object in your space. We'll talk more about it in detail. On the top left corner, you have your main tab. Your main tab has all the options that allows you to save, open, and export your design. So to get started here, you'll see we have our navigation bar on the side, our main toolbar on the top that has all of our different commands within different tool sets. So I'm just going to insert a box. So I'm going to insert this box, and this box, you'll see it automatically snaps to the drawing grid with the insertion point, the little white dot. So I'm just going to go ahead and place that box on our drawing grid. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to orbit around it. So we can click the orbit tool. The way I recommend to do it is to use the right click button on your mouse, and that will automatically allow you to orbit around your view. So you'll see I can orbit around by just using the right click option. And so another way you can orbit around is by using the view cube. So the view cube has a home button, which takes you to the first view you saw when you open 123D Design. And every corner and every face on the view cube, with just a simple click, takes you to that perspective of your object. On the bottom right corner, we have an options button. We'll get more into that in later lessons. So now you can see with just a few simple clicks, it'll automatically take me to that perspective that I'm looking for. And so now we're going to learn to zoom in and out. So to zoom in and out, use the scroll wheel. And you can see when I'm zooming in and out, it zooms in and zooms out to wherever the mouse is on the screen. So if you want to zoom into something, put the mouse onto it and it'll zoom into that. Go back to the home button, and next we're going to learn the pan command. So the pan command, if you press down on the scroll wheel, allows you to drag the object to a different portion of your screen. So these three commands will become very natural to you. You'll start to use them together as you pan across the screen and orbit around the object, placing the object in the part of the screen, and it's going to become very intuitive and natural for you very, very quickly. So you'll see I'm going to insert a cylinder, and you can see how it automatically snaps to not only the drawing grid, but also the objects that are already in the space. So I'm just going to push or pull that face down a little bit just to give us a little bit of a 3D dimension and a few different levels. And so you'll see now I have two objects. I'm going to show you the materials and outline option. You can see when I say materials only, it removes the edges of the materials. And then when I say outlines only, I can actually see inside the object. So it's all 2D line work, so I can see what's happening inside. I can see what the edges look like. For the most part, you'll have materials and outlines visible through your design process. So I'm going to delete that original cylinder, and I'm going to do it in a different fashion, and I'll show you in a minute why. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a circle. And when I make a circle, it's actually a two-dimensional circle And since it's enclosed, it creates a face. That face now, I can extrude it up. So I'm gonna use the extrude button, and I'm gonna extrude it up to make it look very similar, but it's intuitively gonna wanna cut out the intersecting point with the original object. So instead of subtracting, I'm gonna use the new solid command. So now that I have another cylinder, it doesn't look exactly the same, but that's okay. What I'm gonna show you next is show and hide solids and meshes, and show and hide sketches. So we're gonna hide our solids and meshes, and then you see we're only left with that original two-dimensional circle that I drew. Next, we're gonna hide the sketches, and now you can see now we can't see the sketches, but we can still see our 3D object. This will come in handy when you're trying to clean up your design once it gets a little bit more complex. You have a lot of 2D line work and a lot of objects, and it's just a good command to know. So we can also turn off our drawing grid, the visibility of our drawing grid. And this is nice when you're working underneath a model quite frequently, or it's just easier on your eyes if that's a personal preference you have. So over to the main tab, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna export this STL. The STL file format is the file format you want for 3D printing. If you have your own printer, you'll have to run it through a slicing program to make it perfect for your printer on your desktop. You can take this STL file and upload it right to our website, i3dcreatives.com, and order it and have it shipped directly to your door. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna make a new folder. So this new folder is going to be called 3D prints. And this is where I'm gonna save all of the rest of my 3D print STL files in the future. So I'll make a new folder, and I like to make all of my folders and files capitalized. It makes it easier for me to find what I'm looking for. So I now have my 3D prints file. I'm gonna save it as box cylinder, and we're gonna export that and have it ready for 3D printing. That's kind of how we get started with the navigation space. You'll notice in the main tab we have other options like save a copy, so you could save a copy and come back and work on it from this stage. You have a save, so you can save it to your profile in 123D, or you can save it onto your computer. You can open new files, you can do a lot of things. So that's kind of the brief summary of how to get started and navigate through the space. So to summarize, we have our drawing grid where all the 3D design takes place. We have our main toolbar that has all of the commands that we're going to know separated into different tool sets. We have our view cube on the top right corner that allows us to quickly change the perspective of our drawing. We have the navigation bar that allows us to change the way our model looks. And we have our main tab that has features that you can open new drawings, you can save existing drawings, and you can export your STL from. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed that. I'm really excited to show you the next lesson. Hope you enjoyed that lesson, guys. As we continue through the lesson sets, we've effectively broken down every tool set in 123D design. And at the end, we have 10 video lessons that's gonna allow you to unleash your inner creative. So I'm excited to see what you come up with. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out the next video where I talk about the primitive shapes, your first tool set. And be sure to subscribe. Thanks, guys. Enjoyed that.